Welcome to Streaming News Network, where we deliver balanced reporting with the facts that matter. The Evening Edition by J. Claude McDaniel. Please like and subscribe.
This is J. Claude McDaniel with Streaming News Network. One of the nation's oldest wine and spirits distributors is shutting down after more than 125 years in business. Republic National Distributing Company has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection and announced it will begin an orderly wind-down of its remaining operations. Company leaders say changing consumer preferences, higher operating costs, and an increasingly difficult wholesale market made the business unsustainable. Court filings estimate the company holds between $500 million and $1 billion in assets, while liabilities range from $1 billion to $10 billion, with more than 100,000 creditors listed. The company says it has already transferred many operations to help preserve more than 5,000 jobs and has secured financing to continue limited operations during the bankruptcy process. Republic had already exited several major markets after losing key supplier partnerships worth billions of dollars in annual revenue. Industry analysts say the decline in alcohol consumption since 2022, combined with inflation, higher borrowing costs, and changing buying habits, has created one of the most difficult business environments the industry has faced in decades. Experts also warn that the company's collapse could place additional financial pressure on smaller suppliers and distributors, potentially leading to more bankruptcies over the coming year. This is Streaming News Network. A North Texas anesthesiologist and the owner of a medical spa are facing murder charges in connection with the 2023 death of a patient following an intravenous infusion treatment. According to investigators, 47-year-old Jennifer Cleveland visited a medical spa in Wortham, Texas, for a spray tan and an elective intravenous therapy session. Authorities allege the infusion was administered by the spa's owner, who did not hold a medical license. Less than 30 minutes after the treatment began, Cleveland collapsed and later died at a hospital. Dr. Michael Gallagher, the spa's medical director, is accused of allowing prescription intravenous solutions to be obtained under his medical license. Prosecutors have charged both Gallagher and spa owner Amber Johnson with murder, manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, and additional offenses related to the delivery of dangerous drugs and the unauthorized practice of medicine. Gallagher's attorney says his client was unaware of the treatment plan and would have stopped it had he known. The attorney says Gallagher intends to plead not guilty and calls the charges excessive. Prosecutors have declined to comment while the case remains pending. Medical investigators previously concluded that the rapid administration of a potassium-containing intravenous solution likely triggered a fatal heart rhythm disturbance. The case later prompted Texas lawmakers to approve stricter regulations governing elective intravenous therapies, now known as Jennifer's Law. Both defendants are scheduled to appear in court for arraignment as the criminal proceedings move forward. This is Streaming News Network. Arlene Smith, the original lead singer and co-writer of the classic song, Maybe, by the Chantels, has died at the age of 84. According to a family friend, Smith died of natural causes in New York City. Smith helped form the Chantels while still in high school in 1957, after she and the other members had been singing together for several years. Classically trained as a vocalist, she performed at Carnegie Hall at just 12 years old and went on to write the lyrics for many of the group's early songs, including their debut single, He's Gone. Their breakthrough came with Maybe, which sold more than 1 million copies and became one of the defining recordings of the early rhythm and blues era. The song's influence has endured for generations and was later recognized by Rolling Stone as one of the 500 greatest songs of all time. After the Chantels disbanded in 1959, Smith pursued a solo career before eventually leaving the music industry. She later dedicated her life to education, working as an elementary school teacher in New York City's Bronx borough. Although she no longer performed with the reunited Chantels, she later fronted another vocal group using the Chantels name. Arlene Smith leaves behind a lasting musical legacy as one of the pioneering voices of the girl group era. This is Streaming News Network. A proposed New York City tax aimed at certain second home owners is having an unexpected impact, sending many homeowners to estate planning attorneys for advice on protecting their privacy and assets. Legal professionals say widespread attention surrounding a publicly available property database has made many homeowners aware that information about their properties is easily accessible. As a result, some are exploring legal tools such as trusts and limited liability companies to reduce public exposure and better organize their estates. Attorneys say these strategies have long been used by wealthier families, but interest is now growing among middle-class homeowners. Beyond privacy, they note that trusts and limited liability companies can also provide liability protection, simplify estate transfers, and help families avoid lengthy probate proceedings. However, tax experts caution that transferring property into a trust or limited liability company does not necessarily eliminate any proposed tax liability. Under New York City's proposed look-through rules, officials could still assess taxes based on the property's beneficial owner rather than the name listed on the deed. The discussion has also encouraged more homeowners to consider broader estate planning, including creating wills and trusts to ensure property is distributed according to their wishes and to avoid unintended legal outcomes for surviving family members. While the proposed tax remains the focus of public debate, attorneys say it has also highlighted the importance of long-term estate planning for homeowners across a wide range of income levels. This is Streaming News Network. Academy Award-winning actress Marisa Tomei is once again turning heads after appearing on the red carpet more than 3 decades after her breakthrough performance in My Cousin Vinny. The 61-year-old actress attended the United Kingdom premiere of Spider-Man: Brand New Day in London, where fans praised her timeless appearance. Dressed in a black strapless gown, Tomei drew attention for looking remarkably similar to her Oscar-winning role as Mona Lisa Vito, a performance that helped launch her career in 1992. Since then, Tomei has built an acclaimed career with memorable performances in films including In the Bedroom, Slums of Beverly Hills, and The Wrestler. More recently, she introduced herself to a new generation of moviegoers as May Parker, better known as Aunt May, in the Spider-Man film series. The actress also has several new projects on the horizon. She is set to portray the birth mother of actress Rachel Zegler's character in the upcoming film She Gets It From Me, and will also appear alongside Casey Affleck, Sam Rockwell, and Kathy Bates in The Smack, a crime thriller centered on a dangerous search for stolen military money. More than 34 years after My Cousin Vinny, Marisa Tomei continues to be one of Hollywood's most respected and enduring performers. This is Streaming News Network. A senior Goldman Sachs executive appeared before the House Oversight Committee to answer questions about her past professional relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Kathryn Ruemmler testified that she knew Epstein professionally and said she was unaware of any ongoing criminal conduct during the years they communicated. She acknowledged exchanging emails with Epstein, receiving gifts, and said he contacted her briefly after his 2019 arrest. During the hearing, Ruemmler said she questioned the credibility of some allegations made by Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's most prominent accusers. Ruemmler testified that she found certain claims to be inconsistent with her understanding of the evidence available at the time, while emphasizing that she never conducted an independent investigation. Giuffre had previously alleged that she was abused as a teenager by Epstein and his longtime associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, and trafficked to other individuals. Following Ruemmler's testimony, Giuffre's family issued a statement strongly rejecting those comments and defending her credibility. Committee members also questioned Ruemmler about emails in which she referred to Epstein with familiar nicknames and made references to massages. Ruemmler described those messages as attempts at humor that she now regrets and acknowledged they were in poor taste. She testified that she declined to join Epstein's legal defense after learning of the more serious allegations contained in the 2019 federal indictment, saying they described conduct far different from what she believed previously. The committee's investigation into Epstein's network and associations remains ongoing. This is Streaming News Network. Country music legend Willie Nelson is urging residents to oppose proposed artificial intelligence data centers near his hometown of Abbott, Texas. In a message shared on social media, the 93-year-old singer said he remains deeply connected to the community where he grew up and still owns a home and farmland. Nelson expressed concern that large-scale data center developments could permanently change the character of rural Texas. Among his concerns are increased noise, heavy water consumption, light pollution, and the potential loss of productive farmland. Nelson argued that rural communities have long been sustained by agriculture, open spaces, local businesses, and strong ties to the land. He also warned that preserving farmland and water resources should remain a national priority, saying those resources are essential to the country's long-term future. Nelson encouraged residents to take an active role in protecting their communities from developments they believe could harm the environment and local agriculture. His comments come as dozens of proposed data center projects are being considered across central Texas to support the growing demand for artificial intelligence and cloud computing infrastructure. The debate reflects a broader national discussion over balancing technological growth with environmental stewardship, water use, and the preservation of rural communities. This is Streaming News Network. The compensation of Smithsonian Institution Secretary Lonnie Bunch III is drawing renewed public attention as debate continues over the museum system's diversity initiatives and federal funding. Tax filings show that between 2020 and 2024, Bunch received more than $4,400,000 in salary and benefits. In 2024 alone, his reported compensation totaled more than $989,000. The Smithsonian says executive compensation is paid through private trust revenues rather than congressional appropriations, although the institution also reports that roughly two-thirds of its overall operating budget comes from federal funding. Bunch has been a leading advocate for diversity, equity, accessibility, and inclusion initiatives within museums. In previous public statements and policy writings, he argued that those principles should be central to museum operations and historical interpretation. Those positions have drawn criticism from some policymakers, including members of the Trump administration, who have argued that the Smithsonian has moved away from a politically neutral role and toward ideological advocacy. A recent administration report questioned whether the institution has maintained its traditional educational mission. Bunch has rejected claims of political bias, saying he believes museums should remain nonpartisan places where Americans can examine history, culture, and current issues through informed discussion. The Smithsonian has not publicly commented on the latest questions surrounding Bunch's compensation or the renewed criticism of the institution's direction. This is Streaming News Network. George and Amal Clooney have evacuated their home in southern France as rapidly spreading wildfires continue to threaten communities across the region. The couple left their 18th-century estate near Brignoles after advancing fires prompted evacuations. In a letter to the town's mayor, George Clooney said the family does not yet know whether their home will survive but emphasized that their greatest concern is for the safety of local residents. He also pledged that regardless of the outcome, he and Amal remain committed to helping the community recover. George and Amal Clooney have lived in the area for several years with their 9-year-old twins, Alexander and Ella. The actor has previously said the move to France was motivated by a desire to raise their children in a quieter rural setting, away from Hollywood and the constant attention of paparazzi. The evacuation comes as massive wildfires continue to burn across parts of France, forcing hundreds of thousands of people from their homes and prompting large-scale emergency response efforts. Officials say the fires have become some of the most significant the country has faced in recent years. I am J. Claude McDaniel for Streaming News Network. Thank you for watching and stay informed.
Thank you for viewing Streaming News Network videos, and also short and special reports. Please like, subscribe, and tap the bell to be notified of additional reports.